Hello, folks. Dustin Zarni here, and welcome to Commissioner in a Car. But as you can see, I'm not in a car. I'm in my office here because today is National Voter Registration Day, and I wanted to talk to you about how to register to vote. Uh, National Voter Registration Day is today, September 16th, and it's a great reminder every year, not just to register to vote, but to update your registration and check your registration. You may have moved since the last time you voted. You may have changed your name, gotten married, got divorced, or you may want to update your voter political party. There's all kinds of tools that you can use to register to vote. And I wanted to go over those tools with you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring us to our uh, onvote.net website at Onondaga County Board of Elections. But this is actually going to work that if you're a voter anywhere in New York State, you can go to onvote.net because all the links that I'm going to show you are provided by us by the New York State Board of Elections. We link directly to that so you can get all the information, whether you're in central New York or down in New York City or wherever. If you're watching this video and you want an easy way to check your registration and register to vote, you can go to your county board of elections or go to onvote.net, which is the Onondaga County Board of Elections. And we link right to the state board website. So how do we get to the Onondaga County Board of Elections website? So first I'm gonna share my screen here. And here we are. This is our Google, my Google home screen, and we're going to type in onvote.net. Now, this is hosted here. You can see onondaga.gov/elections. That's what onvote.net redirects to. It's kind of a neat little shortcut that we put in place for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 now, where you can go directly to onvote.net. That's all you need to remember, and it goes right to our Board of Elections website. You may see that we've actually updated our website. This is, if you haven't been here in a couple of years, is kind of a brand new feel. And we have these 4 buttons right down here. These 4 buttons down at the bottom of the website. These are the ones. Well, actually, just 3 of these 4 buttons, but these are the most used buttons that we have. And while you can get a lot of other information up here at these top buttons, we're going to be talking today about this: check your voter registration and polling place, register to vote, and a little briefly about requesting your ballot. So let's do check your voter registration and polling place. Before you update your registration, you should check it and make sure that it may already be correct. A lot of times people update their registration when they're doing their driver's license or they're interacting with a state agency and they're not even sure that they've done it, but they click the box to update it. And so you're going to want to make sure that we have the correct information before you move forward. So go here. This redirects you right here. See up here in New York State, this goes right to the New York State Board of Elections website. So if you're anywhere in Onondaga County or anywhere in New York State, you can go to onvote.net, click this link, it goes right to this, and you can select your information. So I'm going to go look at myself here, Dustin Zarni, and you need your birth date, 9/26/1972. Yes, I'll be celebrating 53 years next week. And then a zip code. So if you have a zip code and a birth date, you can check your wife, check your son, check your spouse, whatever you want to do. As long as you know what county that they're registered in and their birth date and zip code and the correct spelling of their first and last name, you should be able to find them. So if you hit search, here we are. It brings up the voter information page for myself. So it tells me where my polling site is, Elmcrest Children's Center. It gives me a nice, helpful map to my polling site. This is my election day polling site. By the way, you can look here and see all the early voting sites in Onondaga County. We have 10 of them. And if you clicked on one of those, it would give you directions on how to get there. It tells you your name right down here. It tells you your address. It gives you your political party. If I had a different mailing address than my regular address, it would be right up here. And it tells me my voter status. If any of this is different than what you expected, especially if that voter status is inactive, you're going to want to update your voter registration. Down here is the voter district information here. This tells you what political subdivisions you live in. Election district is the actual election district that you live in the town or city, Syracuse. In the city of Syracuse, we have wards and then election districts inside the board. So city of Syracuse, Ward 17, election district 10. That's my uh, stuff. And then County Legislative District 17 is Nordicia Hernandez, my county legislator. Senate District 48 is Rachel May, my state senator, and Assembly District 126. That is Pam Hunter, my assemblywoman. So it kind of tells you what political subdivisions there. It doesn't have the names in there because the names change after every election, and the state board has not updated that. They don't update those. So, but it does give you the political subdivision. So if you had a question, you could give us a call and we could tell you who represents you. So let's go back to the Board of Elections website here. So now I've checked my voter registration. Everything's right on mine, but I'm going to actually register to vote again. Even with the same information, we will get that form and process it. But I wanted to do it for you as kind of a kind of a walkthrough, so you can tell how to register to vote yourself. So let's say there was something that you didn't like or you couldn't find yourself and you wanted to register to vote. You click on this link, and again, it brings you see right up there in the top left corner is the New York State. We're right at the New York State Board of Elections website voter register page. So first it tells us the qualifications to register. It tells you got to be a citizen, 18 years old, or you may pre-register at 16 or 17, but you can't vote until you're 18. So that's important. Let's say you're a senior and you really want to vote next year. You're not going to be able to vote this year, but you want to register now. A senior in high school, junior in high school, you could register to vote. And then once you turn 18, you'll be able to participate in our democracy. You got to be a resident of the state and county, city, or village for at least 30 days. So it doesn't mean you have to be registered 30 days before, just that you reside there 30 days before. You can't be in prison for any felony conviction. So if you were convicted of a felony in prison, you would not be able to register to vote. In fact, your voting rights would be automatically taken away. Once you get out of prison, you can re-register to vote, even if you're on parole in New York. And then you must not be adjudged mentally incompetent by court, and you can't claim the right to vote elsewhere. So you can't be voting in Florida and voting here. That is something that you can't do. So there's a few other things that you can do before we get to the online form. First, you can download forms yourself. These registration forms are available in English, Spanish, Bengali, Chinese, Korean. You can return your form by mail or in person. You can register in person. There's some links here that you can find out where your county board of elections is. Onondaga County is 1000 Erie Boulevard West. You can come right down, fill out the form, and you'll be registered to vote. Your state agency, it'll help you find a close state agency. Say your county board of elections is too far, but your DMV might be close, or another state agency might be close where you can go down and fill out a form in person. You can also request a voter registration by mail. You can do that by calling us at 315-435-VOTE, but you can also call, and that's the Onondaga County line if you're in Onondaga County, but let's say anywhere in the state, you can call 1-800-4VOTE, and they will send you out a voter application. And here's a online request link that you could fill out to have a form mailed to you. And then you can mail it back to the County Board of Elections that you are in. And here's a link right here that you can find out what it is. You can make changes to your registration. You can change your name or address. You can change your party enrollment. And you can also cancel your registration if you do not want to be on. You have to send a written letter to your local Board of Elections where you live requesting to have your registration canceled. And you could also request a voter registration card. Some people like to have these little voter registration cards. They're in their wallets. You can request that by contacting your local county board of elections. New York City residents, if you live in the 5 boroughs in New York City, you can email all your requests to the New York City BOE. So let's go back up to the online voter registration portal. When you click on this link, There it is. It brings up the New York.gov ID. Now, you do need to have a New York.gov ID to register to vote. But it's if you have a driver's license or have interacted with New York, you can uh, create one pretty easily. There's a create an account button right down here. I'll just highlight that for you. You can create an account pretty easily. Now, I'm going to stop my share for a second as I enter in the New York, my New York ID. No, I'm not going to give you my New York ID. I'm pretty transparent. People can figure out where I live, my age, all of that by just Googling me. So, but I'm not going to give you my passwords today if I can avoid that. So, but I do want to show you how to register to vote. So if once you enter in your New York ID and your password, and I just did that now, it'll bring you to a different website. I'm just waiting for the website to come up. And hold on. So there. Okay. So now I'm going to reshare my screen here again. Here we go. So once you enter in your password, it will bring you again to the New York State Board of Elections, back to the New York State Board of Elections online voter registration portal. First thing you're going to do is put in your county. I'm Onondaga County. And there I am. Okay. Now, again, it's telling you how to register to vote, whether you can use this form if you're registering to vote for the first time, changing the name or address on your voter registration, becoming a member of a political party, or changing your party membership. You have to be a U.S. citizen. Again, I think this is the second warning it's given about having to be a citizen to register to vote. Be 18 years old by the end of this year. And again, not be in prison, not claim the right vote elsewhere, and not be found to be incompetent by court. Verifying your identity. We will check your identity before election day through the DMV number or last four digits of your social that you when you apply. If for some reason we cannot identify you, you will be asked to vote by affidavit ballot so we can do some further processing. And you may not be able to vote on the machine, but you'd be able to vote by affidavit. And then you're going to submit this application. Again, warning you that when you submit, you're going to have to attest that all of these things are true. So another test about citizens voting, another warning. Keep if you are not a citizen, that you should not register to vote. So we're going to hit next here. Now, again, first thing, I have to attest that I'm a citizen, which I am. I have to test that I'll be 18 years of age or older on or before election day, which I will be, yes. And then I'm going to hit next. Now I'm going to put in my information. Now I have pre-filled out information here. So some of this is I'm just putting in to save some time. Again, now you get to select your gender, male, female, intersex, undisclosed. I'm going to say male. And then I have my contact information. This is optional. You do not have to put these down, but this is already on my record here at the Board of Elections. So I'm putting it in here. Okay. So this is the address where I live. Now I live at 213 Melbourne Ave. And now it does an address check for me to make sure that I'm actually putting in the correct address. So I clicked on that. I'm Syracuse, New York, 13224, Onondaga County, address where I want to receive mail. It's right there. I would skip that because I receive mail at the same address. Have I voted before? Yes, I have. When did I vote? Well, I voted earlier this year in the primary in Syracuse. So I'd be putting in 2025. Now, this is where it asks you if you've changed your name. What is the name that you used to have? What is the address you used to have? If you change your address, if you know the county that you used to live in, right there. And if you were lived in another state, right there. Now, the identification port, this is where you would either put in your DMV number off your license or the last four digits of your social. Or if you don't have either of those, you can hit that. I do not have your stuff. Now, if we have already verified you as a voter in New York, then we would just match up to your record. But if we have not verified you as a voter, you will have to vote by affidavit and provide identification if you're a first-time voter. So I'm going to hit stop share because I want to enter in my information. And no, I'm sorry, I'm pretty transparent. I'm not going to give you my social security number. So and then I'm going to reshare now again. So now, once you hit submit, it asks me what political party I want to be in. Of course, if you don't want to be in a political party, you can put here. If you want to hit other, and then it would highlight this field. You can name the party that you want to be a part of if it's not listed. But these four top parties, Democrat, Republican, Conservative, and Working Families, they are the four recognized parties for um, the for the for New York State. So they're the ones that are recognized and automatically on every floor. I'm a Democrat. I said it at the beginning of this thing. In New York, we have bipartisan election officials. That means there's one Democrat, one Republican. And we're very transparent about that. I help every voter that comes across my desk that wants help, but we do have to be enrolled in either the Democratic or Republican Party because they're the top two parties in the last gubernatorial election. There's also some optional questions about I need to apply for a mail ballot or I'd like to be an election day worker. I'm not going to click any of those, but if you wanted to apply for a mail ballot, when we processed your voter application, we would mail you out an application for a mail ballot. And if it said you would like to be an election day worker, we would mail you out a survey for you to sign up for classes. It's too late this year. I think we're almost out of classes, but we would get you on the list for next year. So I'm going to hit next year. And this is signature information. So the signature information that comes up, I'm going to keep my signature that is already on file with the Board of Elections. But you could upload a new signature here or use the signature pad if you're on a phone for that. Now I'm going to stop sharing because the next screen has some personal information as you confirm. So I'm going to hit stop sharing and okay. No, I'm going to reshare actually because it doesn't have some of the information on there that I already I've shared. I'm just not going to scroll down. So in this screen, it tells you everything you want to know. And then if you start scrolling down, it will give your DMV or your social security number. So it's basically confirming all of the information that you've already given. So I am going to stop sharing. And if you scroll all the way down, it will ask you to hit submit, but there's an affidavit portion which I can't show you without revealing my social. So I'm just going to show you that you are going to have to, once again, click an affidavit saying you are who you say you are, that you are a citizen of the United States, that you have lived in the county for at least 30 days. So again, another check to make sure that you're not accidentally registering to vote if you're not a citizen. And then you hit submit. Now, I'm going to reshare my screen. After you hit submit, you see that it gives you your thank you for applying. It gives you your confirmation number. You can print this up for your records. It tells you what you applied, what your address is, and where the application is going to, which is the Onondaga County Board of Elections. We'll get this in the next day. It will be tomorrow. We will get this application and we will have to process it. And then once we process it, if we've changed any of your addresses, so if you change an address or so, you would get an acknowledgement card out showing that we've processed it as well. Or you can check that voter registration button in about a week after you put it. You should be able. And then there's a little print button down here if you wanted it. So here we are. So so that is how you register to vote here in New York. Again, it's through the Onondaga County website, the first click. But it is, you can use those links because they go to the state board for anything. There's a couple other things that I want to show you on the website, so I'm going to reshare the screen again because I went back to the Onondaga County website, and there is one other button here. Well, first, there's some interesting information up here. We have statistics, we have maps, we have candidate information, we have sample ballots. All of that is going to be populated for the general election over the next week or so. But the next thing that we'll do, and we'll probably do this in a couple of weeks, so is the how to request a ballot early in the absentee. This little button here goes to our absentee ballot page, and then it redirects you straight to the state board application website where you can apply for an early vote by mail online or going down to an absentee online. The big difference between early vote by mail is that an absentee is early vote by mail. You don't need an excuse. Absentee, you need an excuse, but you can also sign up to be permanent absentee as well. We'll go over that again on the first Tuesday in October is my planned commissioner in a car on that, although I probably won't be in a car again. I'll probably be in my office because I want to go through the portal with you on that. So that is that is how to register to vote in New York in honor of National Voter Registration Day. I'm actually traveling the next 2 Tuesdays when I'm planning on doing commissioner in the car. So they won't be in a car. And then the next Tuesday after that, again, I'll be back at the office doing commissioner in a car. So this month is commissioner not in a car because of what I want to show you, but I'm using the Zoom to do so. But the next week, I'll be traveling to the Partnership for Large Election Jurisdictions on Tuesday. It's a conference down in Fort Lauderdale. Onondaga County is one of the bigger counties in the country. Any county over 250,000 residents are invited to this conference, and I've been going for the last several years, and it's always a lot of information that they share that I've been able to use and bring back here. And then the week after that, I'm actually been invited down to DC to do to be part of a New York delegation that is talking to New York members of Congress and Senate about the need for federal funding. I'm doing this through the Partnership for Election Infrastructure. So there's a lot of different things that I'm a part of. I'm also taking part in an EAC, the U.S. Elections Assistance Commission, next Wednesday after the Pledge Conference regarding it's a national disaster training. So lots of stuff going on here. I'm traveling a little bit, but this all important stuff representing Onondaga County and New York as a whole, and learning a lot of stuff. So these are work junkets. They're not luxury trips here. I'm in a conference room the entire time, but I'm really excited for those. So those are coming up. So that's what's coming up the next 3 weeks. Vote by mail ballots should be going out. The first round, especially going out on Monday or Tuesday. The military ballots will be going out on Friday, especially if you requested an online UOCAVA ballot. So that's going out on Friday. And sample ballots should be up on our website sometime next week. So check that out. Thank you very much for coming to Commissioner Not in a Car. And you can go to dustinzarny.com. And remember, today is National Voter Registration Day. So please share this podcast, share all the graphics that have been out there about it. Let people know that they can update and check their voter registration online in New York, and do it yourself as well, and find out your polling place, because the general election is not too far away. I think we're at 48 days away from the general election. So it's coming up. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.